Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome to NFT Live on the Web3 Network on a Monday, February 26th. I don't know where the year's going. We'll see what happens with our lives in 2024. It's definitely some energy in the market today. Ethereum's over 3,100. Bitcoin, holy crap. Bitcoin is up over 53.6. Wow. I just looked at that. I just saw that. Anyways, yeah, market's up, euphoria. I'm not sure we're there yet, but people are feeling good. It's been a down-only market for a long time, but the last couple months are just staving that off. So it's really nice to have you guys in the house today. We're gonna have ourselves a good week. Biggie Poppins, Gifted, happy to be sitting up here with y'all as well. Biggie, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. It's been a fantastic morning so far. The shows have gone smoothly. I'm happy for it, dude. What the fuck? Are you seeing the square on Gif's face?
I actually do see that.
Oh, that's something to do with my camera setting.
Is this like really GIF, or are we like
that is a GIF
AI humanoid droid thing?
I'll have to go play with the setting because that's interesting that it's doing that. But I was about to say, don't look now, Q. ApeCoin's over $2.
I sent a post to the group chat this morning. I was like, man, it feels really great to be at the precipice of a bull market, just like the classic Moon Boy, like first time anything pumps because Ape's over $1 or $2. I was like, I gotta check myself before I wreck myself.
You gave it a very nice, like Churchillian vibe there, like at the precipice of humanities. Yeah.
We're here. And that's kind of the question that we're going to ask today as well is what we're doing, knowing that we're kind of on that precipice. Are we on it? It feels like a lot of us, again, have that PTSD. We talk about it, I think, weekly since we've kind of, again, have hit that inflection point or kind of stairs up now. Again, Bitcoin 10K probably around 10, 12K off its all-time high. So it's almost like you don't want to say it, you don't want to jinx it, but are we here? Is it time? And I think we're fine. A lot of people are finally ready. Even the ones that have been most scarred are finally ready to say, okay, we're here. So how do you position yourself?
Yeah. Cautiously optimistic as usual. What the fuck is Gift doing,
I'd love to. We're professionals here on the network. Hey, we had a great Say What in the morning. I think we hit all-time highs. About 155 folks were in that live show. I think it topped out at like 500 views post-episode. So yeah, everybody that's here that was watching that this morning with Nix and a live 1111. So Simply even stopped by. That was a really, really cool moment. And then Gifted immediately hosting post that show. He was hosting Oni Force and Star Lordy. So yeah, it's been a relatively active morning. All right, let's see if we can bring GIF in here.
There we go.
AI GIF.
Is it you? Slap yourself in the face to prove that it's actually you.
Got it. Oh, you got him to stop himself. That's pretty good. Marty McFly saying Ordinals, quantum variant, ETH has added over 100 billion in market cap since Jan 1. Just in case he can't keep his eyes off the guns. Dead Polaroid, nice to see you. GM to Squash Man, Wix, Nox Darkness. Happy to have you. Christian Jensen as well. Those of you that are in early, we're going to be sitting here for about an hour, just kind of going through some of the different things that we've been seeing. Energetic morning GIF while you were, turning your AI settings. You're kind of tweaking those. We were talking about your Oni Force interview. How'd that go with Star Lordy?
It was great, man. Other than when Biggie's music started playing in the middle of the interview, I'm giving him a hard time. Obviously, it was funny. No, it was great, man. Star Lordy and Art Snitch and Bobby San and Ben, like we had the whole Oni Force crew roll through GM Web 3 today. Star Lordy is one of our favorite recurring special guests at this point. I think we've had him on like 4 or 5 times. I don't even know, but he's amazing. And yeah, I think their timing seems incredible for what's happening with the market broadly, and then Bitcoin Ordinals specifically. The quality of the art is phenomenal for the Fallen, which is their 3,333 expansion project coming to Ordinals very soon. We don't even have a mint date yet because they're finessing some of the tech things on the back end. They're going to be collecting Bitcoin addresses soon, but this is one. There's not that many mints these days that I get like really excited about, that I'm like trying to whitelist and grind and all that stuff. Most of them I'm like, I'll pick it up on secondary if I really like it. I don't love grinding for whitelists, and I don't care that much about most PFPs. I'm excited about this one. I think the art's phenomenal.
Yeah, we're gonna dive into Oni Force with the Fallen here launching in what we can only assume is like the next 2 weeks to I don't think it launches this week if they haven't given a date, right?
No, I think in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. All right, so we're going to get into all of that. Again, we just pressed live. It is a Monday, so we're going to give folks some time to get in here and some time for the co-hosts here to share out the show on their socials. If you're here on X or YouTube, either live or afterwards, OVOT. We know you could be other places, but we're going to try to do our best to bring you some alfalfa and to bring you some vibes. Thank you guys a bunch for tuning in. All right, Gif, I'm going to ask that you do the disclaimer here in a second. I also dropped the X link for today's show in the chat, so if you guys could help that out, need some love right now. Also, yeah, puppets. But yeah, Gif, let's hit him with the handy dandy.
Pup, Bitcoin puppets up bigly. Love to see it. Yes, we will be talking a lot about Bitcoin Ordinals today, but always remember, no matter what we're talking about on this show or any of the shows on the Web3 network, that none of it is financial advices. We're not financial advisors. We are just humble art collectors and JPEG speculars, and none of this should ever be misunderstood as financial advice. Just don't do it, fam. Just don't. Just if you're looking for financial advice, go elsewhere. Not here. It's not what we do.
All right, I just had a hard reset. Am I still coming through?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Thank you for the disclaimer. We are going to get up and away on this show. A couple major updates happening here, like right before we press live. So I guess we'll just get to that, and then I do want to talk the bull market and things like this. But yes, Magic Eden and Yuga Labs coming through. We got it in February. They waited till the exact last moment. I think this is coming out. I think everybody, tomorrow. You can see it there on the tweet. Magic Eden tomorrow is going to be that ETH marketplace. We also had Yuga Labs coming out. I'm going to try to make sure I find that for you guys. But Yuga Labs making a statement here about their Bored Ape Yacht Club and other collections. Here it is. That this was just, I believe, 10 minutes ago, guys. Tomorrow, the much anticipated Magic Eden Ethereum marketplace goes live. The first major marketplace to partner with creators and launch a platform that we can all be proud of, with custom pages for collectors, loyalty rewards, and contractual royalty enforcement. Yuga and Magic Eden are taking a big step forward to bring us back to a creator-led Web3 in sync with the marketplace launch tomorrow. We will be sunsetting our support for marketplaces who do not support royalties for all creators. What do we think, guys?
It's awesome.
Looking forward to checking it out. I'm still kind of, let's see. That's my. I'm not drinking the Diamond Points Kool-Aid as of yet. I want to see how it plays out. Give it a couple of weeks or two. Let the degens play around with it and see if it works as advertised. All
right, I can understand your Diamond Points. I know we have some fatigue here, Biggie Poppins, on points and a bunch of different things, but this seems like a little bit separate from that, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. This is I guess I shouldn't have brought the points into this convo. It's more about like the royalties. Like I want to see how that plays out.
I don't think it is really separate, because in order for the royalties protections to work in this current environment, you have to have the proper incentive structures. The diamonds, I think, and this is a little bit of speculation because we don't know yet until we kind of see how they roll this out, but I'm pretty sure that the diamonds rewards and that incentive mechanism is going to be key to this marketplace succeeding. And this marketplace succeeding is also key to the pro royalty argument and thesis succeeding. So I don't think they are totally separate, Biggie. I think that this is all being done very strategically, and they made sure to roll out the diamonds sort of like you could think of the Solana as the beta for this, right? They tested it so far with Solana before they were trying to launch their new Ethereum marketplace with Yuga. So I think of this as very, very strategic and deliberate product rollout here. And without the diamonds and the rewards, I don't think that the royalties thing works at all.
All right, Peter Q is in the chat saying, I have nothing left in me after all these points farming. I can't take it anymore. One thing we are going to show you is a handy dandy airdrop tracker. Avert your eyes if you have fatigue already. No. We are going to show you this here in just a moment, but Peter Q, I wanted to haunt your nightmares with that one. So Magic Eden, again, putting out this announcement. I agree, Biggie. I don't think this is like a silver bullet. This is not going to be like, oh, now they're in the league completely. What's that?
Yeah, like like it's gonna fix everything, right? Like all of a sudden, trading is solely gonna happen there. I have a lot of questions. I want to see it out in the open. I want to see what other people think about it first, and I'm really not. I don't think I'm really the audience for it because I don't trade all that frequently. So. We'll see.
Unless you're on Say, then Biggie Poppins.
But even on Say, I'm I don't know. I don't flip that.
How we feeling about those cappies?
I still feel good. Why do you ask, Gif? But pray tell.
Because they're about half of mid price right now, and I'm just curious. I mean, everything on most things on sale, other than like Alive.
For sure. It depends. If you want to get yourself your basic cappy, I think this is a great time. They're on sale. But good luck finding any of the, genetics that I particularly seek out. They're not being sold, unfortunately. The people
that I can't get a naked
are as diamond-handed as I am. You can get a naked, you can get a Noggles, but those are not going for 65. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
It's slim pickings in Cappy land at the moment, but we'll see.
Squash is saying my buddy who hasn't asked about crypto and NFTs in 2.5 years just texted me yesterday about whether I've heard of Prime. So yes, we're on the precipice.
Yeah.
Marty's saying convert all of your scrap coins and buy ordinals. I don't know what to say about ordinals. I don't know what it's been a calendar year. It has been a calendar year now since we first talked about ordinals on this channel with Mark coming in and telling us all the alfalfa back in 2023. I still don't have any ordinals. I am waiting for my mega pixies though. Yeah, I faded it.
Shame.
It is what it is.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame this man in the chat.
They also got the bad news out of the way talking about Yuga. BAYC Yuga only up from here. And you know what? Feels good. It feels good to pull this chart up. Oh man, I thought it was going to say $2. It says $1.99. ApeCoin finally taking its rightful place up in the rafters. No, I wouldn't say that yet, but it's definitely out of the dirt a tad. We will see what integrations, if any, there is in something like a Dookie Dash that's coming out soon. Magic Eden's marketplace, maybe. We have Ape Chain. There's a lot of narratives to lean into here. They got Allegre out of the way a little bit, but there's still. I feel like I have mini PTSD with ApeCoin. It's like they're still kind of people VCs still got some tokens. They're still staking. I don't know how I feel just yet, guys, about ApeCoin. I did want y'all's take here very quickly on this. As we round out the Magic Eden discussion, I thought I had that pulled up. Is OpenSea's fall? Because this seems to be like this is it. This is the last chapter in OpenSea's place as any legitimate exchange. I don't know if it lasts into the future. I don't know if they survive another 2, 3, 4 or into the future. But as far as being a legitimate power top 3 power exchange, I think Magic Eden's rise is going to kill it. This is Magic Eden 2 years ago, when OpenSea was likely pulling billions in the door.
Yeah, that was
billions.
They got their like, what was it, $14 billion value? What was it? They got or was it 32 billion? They got some absurd valuation. Yeah, look for like $30 billion OpenSea valuation, and you should find something.
OpenSea's valuation is at or below 1.4 billion. Again, they're not on the public market. So these are these firms saying, hey, we're estimating the value now at this. Far cry from its $3.3 billion valuation in early 2022. I would love to know, like, at its height, how much OpenSea was pulling in. Regardless of what they were pulling in, this was Magic Eden.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you contrast this too with the Paris NFT Paris tweets about they're just doing like lavish
fine
dinners
dining
right now, fine dining. Everybody like it's very difficult for them to do anything right now. So part of me feels like it's just tough for them to. It's almost like anything they post, everybody's gonna be waiting to just shit all over them. But also, they earned that,
Yeah. We'll read the room a little bit. How much did OpenSea raise from A16Z? I mean, dude, we talk about like Devin and team and all those guys, like, and they'll be just fine. Dude, I don't know how the investors feel about these guys. the amount that the investors put into this company that was potentially going to go public at one point, right? I don't know what happens to the company now. I don't. And I'm sure A16C doesn't feel great about the amount that they put in.
It's all right. They
can always get acquired by Yuga, right?
Biggest meltdown? I know I put this in our Telegram chat, and Mo Runda said it's actually Clubhouse, or she thinks it's Clubhouse. Other big kind of collapses that you see?
I mean, if we're looking at platforms, it's definitely up there. I mean, but you could also look at FTX then, right? Like there's other massive meltdowns that we've seen in the space that I think were even bigger maybe.
But if we keep it NFT specific, I think, yeah, it's high up there. I mean, it's hard to beat, right? Especially when you consider what its market cap was probably valued at back in 2020, 2021, right? To now. Tough.
All right, I was trying to get down to the specifics here, but $100 million raise, July 2021. Oh, what a different time it was.
Yeah. I wonder what the valuation was, right? 100 million. What percentage? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I think some of those valuations at 3 billion or 13 billion were based on, I think, some of those raises. So anyway, to me, one of the biggest F ups of all time. Definitely a 20, reminiscent of the Atlanta and Patriots, the 28-3 lead. Definitely one of those there. Guys, does the Yuga Labs news, I know we were tying it into Magic Eden, but like as far as Yuga is concerned and kind of isolating it, they're putting out a couple updates here in NFT Paris, or did, about Dookie Dash. There's $1 million in prizes. There's going to be, legitimate NFTs that are up for grabs, not just that number one spot. There were a couple other so we see some like BAPE announcements in the sewers. Like, are you guys I don't mean to be like teeing this up as an easy one, right? But like, is this doing it for you? Like it feels like to me like the bottom's in on the sentiment. I don't want to be like total recency bias, but I think Allegre partnered with this marketplace, partnered with this. At least they're stacking W's.
It feels like they're slowly getting their groove back, and yeah, they just have to have a couple more W's, right? Like they just have to have a couple cool things that resonate and do well. And yeah, again, Dookie Dash was very popular. It's hard to imagine why it wouldn't be popular again, unless for some reason they don't make it new or interesting enough where it just feels like a complete rehash of the first. But I think they're going to be updating it with quite a bit, a few different mechanics and cool things. So I'm optimistic. And yeah, I think they just need to have a few more W's, to really start getting momentum back. But it seems like the trajectory is definitely shifting.
All right, Biggie, I'm going to give you time to stew on your answer here. Let's watch this trailer. All right, Biggie Poppins. Did that do it for you?
Yeah, the music is fantastic. Yeah. I didn't, I didn't play Dookie Dash back in the day. So maybe this time I'll get an opportunity and I'll let you know. I finally had a remote control to do so. So
yeah, I think there's a mobile aspect to this too. I don't want to dive down any further into it, but obviously like a mobile integration is cool for these mini games. Same. I'm not doing it, but apparently a lot of people do. So we'll see. Also, yes, again, Quantum Variant. We've been waiting for this $2 ApeCoin day. So big shout out to you, sir. Okay, last quick update that I had, or actually I have two more. CyberKong's officially saying goodbye to Polygon. As one bridge closes, another one opens. Play and collect on Polygon has ended. Pour one out for the homies over there on Matic.
Man. I'm still trying to get my Avogachis back out of the Gotchi vault. So
what are they like stuck there? Like how can they what?
Yeah.
How does that happen? There?
Yeah, because apparently the Gotchi vault where people's gotchis were vaulted was discontinued.
They'll help you out. Have you gone to their Discord?
Choin is trying to. Choin is in touch with, I guess, the founder, but haven't been able to get them back yet. But
you'll be all right.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I am perplexed.
You sound hurt.
And because
I was pushed, from our community to get into Avogachie. I bought into it. I invested a fair amount. No, like, you know what I mean? Like, we had multiple people come on. I was inspired to jump in, and then I was told that the Gotchi Vault was the place to go once you get in, and of course, I don't know, man. It's one of those frustrating things where it's kind of like the complexity chasm, right? It's like there's too many things to follow. A lot of things are overly complicated. And when you're dealing with assets that are getting locked up in different ways, and then those bridges are getting, deconstructed on you, like it's tough, man. It's not really a great experience at the end of the day.
Yeah. I think when you're talking about a project to somebody, you have to know, maybe you're hoping that they get involved in the ecosystem. Like, so I see what you're talking about. Like, if you're just kind of not wanting to get in, it's probably a different route you want to take. And gotchis are definitely one of those projects that you kind of need. Like, they're doing a shit ton of stuff, and so it's a tough one for me because I think they're doing the right things. They're just not in the right
point of the Gotchi Vault was basically like a service for people that were less involved. That was like kind of the whole purpose of it.
Yeah. Did they give you a warning? How
if they did, I didn't see it.
Have to be in the Discord.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it was not. GIF doesn't do Discord.
I do it. I just do it lightly. I can't spend my life there.
All right. So we don't have the detail on how
healthier lifestyle.
Yeah. There's something to be said here, though, GIF. If you're putting your money somewhere, again, didn't this happen with the Nakas? Didn't it? Didn't happen.
Dude, it's happened endlessly, man. I'm sure. Like, I don't know what's the point. So the point is,
you gotta stay on top of the stuff that you put your money into. Yeah, probably. I don't know.
I shouldn't be fucking around with a lot of these projects. Is really the takeaway.
I think that can go for a lot of us. So I'll give you that. All right, last 2 updates. I did have one more that Squash actually brought in that I did see earlier this morning. G-Funk, the Pixel Vault CEO, indicates battle plan and reboot restructure is in order, and amidst gas spikes on Arbitrum, it looks like they're trying to leave Arbitrum. So this is a trend now.
We're seeing,
Say who was it? Utopia had been building. So a project on Say called Utopia told us, look, this is the situation on Arbitrum. It's not great. The NFT ecosystem's tough, and it looks like they're going to potentially lose one of their kind of flagship games.
There's no users there, right? And so as much as they've tried to get people, I think the closest is our friend Jordan Lyle with Prohibition. That's the only use case that I can at least tell you personally that I go to Arbitrum for, and that's it. And that's pretty sad, man.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Prohibition, because I feel like they've been relatively quiet. Like I was seeing a lot of announcements and things come out, for a couple months there after the launch. And I don't know, maybe it just seems like they've been a little bit quiet lately. And so I'm wondering if they're also doing the maths. I don't know, like that could be just nonsense, right? But I wonder if Jordan's looking at the writing on the wall and saying, like, is there a better place to try and build this marketplace? It's interesting. Like, I don't really fully understand what went wrong, other than it just seems like they didn't quite nail certain aspects of the experience. I don't know, right? Because it seems like they had a fair amount of builders and excitement coming over there initially.
Yeah, and so did Optimism. So has Optimism, but I think they still seem to miss the mark when it comes to attracting people that actually want to build and stay there and participate and buy into all these different projects. Like we look over at Say is not having that issue, right? You see people looking over at Say, you have artists from different chains coming to check out the community. You see people holding their assets, in spite of a drawdown. So to me, that says that I think that's on the BD team, really. Like, I don't know what their procedure is there to try to attract builders and whether they're using like a grants type of program to, inspire people to go over. But it's very clear that something about the branding and the communication is very stale. That's how I would phrase it. It's stale. You look over at Blast.
Flow was a great example.
They seem to be proactively trying to entice users and builders to come over there. Not the case in these other 2 chains. So unless they can pull out a rabbit from the hat, I think this is something that we're going to see in this cycle, right? Like, I'm no chain maxi, this, but at the same time, like, how many EVM L2 roll-up based chains can you have? That's the big question. And I think it's very clear, at least at the moment, there's 2 main contenders, and that's Blast and Base. And everything else seems to be going...
You're leaving out Say, sir.
I'm not going to be mean. Well, Say I would categorize separately, right? That's like it's going to be competing, right? Once but I don't think most people still understand what a parallelized EVM is and what it can enable and what it can do. And again, we've yet to see what Pac-Man does with Blast. I'll tell you right now, I expect to be absolutely wowed. I want to go into Blast blasting, sir. I don't want hiccups. I don't want fucking RPC bullshit. Nothing. I want my transactions snappy, sir. I don't want to be spending too much money on fees, and I want my airdrops pronto, which is what was promised to me there. Other than that, we will see how sticky the community and the capital that is already there is. because you need a whole lot more than just fucking farms to have people stay there.
I'm feeling like a do you want to be right or do you want to make money kind of vibe coming from like I feel like you're gonna be you're holding them to a high standard.
That's the standard they set, sir. That's the standard they set.
That's the standard Marty's setting. That's the standard Marty's setting.
No.
Almost $2 billion locked up.
Look, you can look over at Base, and Base hasn't done any great fucking like communications out telling people, you know, we are the absolute best, hands down. You need to be building, locking up your capital here and there. I think Base is taking a little bit more, I don't want to call it a grassroots approach, but it has been less vociferous about, you know, their tech or what's going to happen. I would, you know,
a lot of hype.
I think Blast does have a lot to live up to, you know, whether it's their own fault or the key opinion leaders that have gone out and expounded all these different benefits that they can't name other than Pac-Man is badass. You know, like, no, it's true. Like, I've yet to hear somebody be like, oh man, that the fucking architecture is so fucking amazing, you're gonna be blown away. But that's what is insinuated in a lot of these statements. You're gonna have amazing airdrop opportunities. You're gonna have farms as far as the eye can see, and boy, oh boy, are you gonna be wowed with what these people are gonna unleash upon the world. All right, let's see. But yeah, I think expectations are high, and rightfully so. I didn't make them up. Somebody else did. But
Quantum's pointing out what I was going to say, which is that both Blast and Base are built on the Optimism stack. So Optimism is almost more of like an infra back end play. So they don't need to be as sexy and B2C cool and meme worthy and all the things that like a more B2C focused L2 needs to be. Like Arbitrum seems like they're trying to compete with Solana, with Blast, with Ethereum, and like having these consumer focused
biggest app and biggest product on Arbitrum. Name it.
Dude, I have no idea other than Prohibition. I know they have some DeFi stuff over there, but like Biggie was saying, the only thing I've gone over there for is Prohibition.art.
Yeah, we've been okay on the Avalanche stuff. Obviously, we've been super into Base. Avalanche having Trader Joe's, obviously Shrapnel's in that ecosystem. I can't name a ton that's going on over there from the NFT side. Let me try to find this. Let me see if I can find what's going on the Arbitrum. Just Arbitrum and what's happening on that chain.
Yeah. I know there's a couple of AI protocols that are planning to launch, you know, their tokens on Arbitrum. So I mean, I'm not declaring them dead, right? I just think that at least at the moment, you know, from a social sentiment and user case perspective, they're not doing too hot. They're having a hard time engaging with the community.
But if a lot of builders are leaving, that puts a stink on them, and a lot of other builders are gonna be less likely to go there. So it may be too early to count them dead yet, but with the amount of competition that's coming up, they may have already lost the race in a way.
Give me the loot saying, nah, I won't ever stake or lock up funds and take on excessive counterparty risk. Learned too much from 21-22 about bad actors and bad protocols. I feel you, sir, having staked. I say staked, but it was basically me giving my funds to fucking BlockFi. So I guess he's speaking about Eigenlayer and Blast.
Yeah. And I mean, we already saw a bit of a hiccup, you know, on Blast, right? Or a project that was building on Blast. It's not Blast's fault. But maybe there is something that could be, you know, I don't know, something that could have been anticipated. I don't know. I question a little bit there the due diligence of whomever opened the gates to this this project and allowed them to build there, right? Like somebody had to fucking do some research there, right? Like get on the phone or a fucking call, have a conversation, you know, what's your past experience? So 500, you know, ETH in this space is, I think somebody else said it, it's your casual rug your everyday casual rug.
It's a little bit above that, but yeah,
it's fucking crazy though that we say it and we're like, oh, that's a tiny rug, that's for the front porch. But I think there is something to be said there. Like, to me, that is a red flag that cannot be ignored. And I know many Blast zealots will like to fucking sweep that under the rug and say, hey, that's not on Blast, that's somebody else. And I don't know. All I know is that I have a fucking folder on Discord filled with Blast projects that are about to launch, in which I'm trying to get allocations or whitelists or anything.
Yeah.
And seeing this gives me pause, gives me a little tingly sensation that one should watch their ass no matter what, right? And I see way too many people out there just saying, you can't go wrong with Blast.
Block Gray saying Blast Eco, once it's live, seems like it will be one of the most difficult to navigate PvP environments we've seen in a while. That's probably just a proxy for saying that there's a lot of DeFi stuff happening on Blast as well. But go ahead, GIF.
Anytime, it's just a general reminder, anytime there's a ton of hype and money and liquidity and excitement around these types of things, there's going to be a shit ton of opportunity for scammers.
It's a honeypot.
So yeah, it's a gigantic honeypot. So you must understand that just like we're up here talking about it, every single fucking scammer is watching this and licking their lips and saying like, this Blast launch, I am going to make so much fucking money from FOMOing people into clicking all sorts of fucking shit. They're probably ready to spin up all different types of bullshit projects, shitty PFPs, fake fucking bots, fake protocols. Dude.
And this is something that Blast really needs to, in my opinion, be very proactive and careful.
It's not the DeFi way. It's not the DeFi way.
I don't give a fuck if it is. First of all,
it's just they're not going to do it, is what I'm trying to tell you. They're not going to do that.
Well, how many of those will it take then to tarnish the entire brand? Because I recall once a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, there was this chain queue. It was called BNB. Or Binance.
BNB is still a big chain.
BSC, sorry, Binance Smart Chain. Sorry, it was different. This one was smart. Anyways, it was just, you might as well call it Binance Scam Chain. It was filled to the brim with scams, and I do think it tarnished that brand tremendously, irreparably so. Whether they do it or not, that is up to them, Q. Whether you think it's the DeFi way or not, that's up to them to decide. I definitely think there should be some level, some type of funnel system to try to prevent that, especially when you've been talked up so much, like at least you really want to ensure that right off the bat, like this does not become common norm. Because if not, whether it's the DeFi way or not, nobody's going to want to play in that fucking ecosystem. And it's already like, that's one, I'm going to be counting. Let's see how many we get.
Pac-Man's not anonymous. I just want to say that. Like at least his face is out there.
No, his name's out there too, I think.
Yeah, he's not anonymous.
So I mean, Binance Chain's still around. Like, it's definitely not something that we're involved in, but I think it's mainly because of Binance's affiliation with Asia is more of an Asian chain.
Tron, sir, but it doesn't make them a fucking, look.
Well, they never reached Binance levels though. So
okay, all right, yeah. Sir. Yes, it exists, it works, but please tell me who the fuck that is respected right now in this ecosystem wants to go build or fucking do shit. You don't know anybody. I don't fucking know anybody. I don't know if they're in Asia or in Africa or if they're bots or if they're washing money, but I don't see it anywhere in the conversation. Neither do I see Tron, neither do I see Cardano, and they still have multi-billion market caps. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I want to see people excited, using it, launching shit on it, kind of like what you see on Say. Yeah. And what you are seeing on Blast right now. I just do think that is something that does not sit well with me.
I just don't know how tied in those projects are. Like, from a 30,000 foot view, Biggie, like Tron and Binance, I think are successful in the Asian market. I just think we don't talk about it because
that's right. And I mean, BNB is separate because it's tied to the actual, exchange. I was talking more about BSC and Tron. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
You don't want to talk about Justin Sun? Come on now.
Thank you. I just don't think anybody really that's serious takes it seriously. And I mean, if you want to be successful that way and you can make it happen, by all means, there's no lack of fucking grifters and scammers in this space. But I don't think that's what Pac-Man's going for with Blast. For whatever it's worth, I do think he's trying to do something novel and innovative and cool, and I want him to succeed. I am just very cautious already, and seeing this shit just doesn't fucking sit well with me.
Yeah, Marty's saying, good thing there's never been any rugs on ETH. Give me the loot saying, I'll skip Eigen and Blast, won't lock up funds, just can't get myself to do it. DP saying, why do the scammers have to be licking their lips, though? Roll back the tape. Nifty was literally licking his lips when GIF was talking about scammers. All right, I've said that enough times. Guys, speaking of scammers and fucking just great folks, just great people. Racer finally pulls himself out of his coke binge or whatever the hell he was on.
There's hope.
Tweet about this. The Friendtech bunnies are preparing for their most dangerous mission ever this spring.
More diamonds. Look, they're harnessing diamonds. Wow.
For diamonds, for points, for tokens.
Diamonds are going to be diluted soon enough. They're gonna have to come up with something else.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with what's the term? I completely blanked on. It's like the angry pump. Like what Gifted feels when Trump token continues to pump. There's like that feeling for a lot of people. Like I know a lot of people are gonna fucking hate when Blast pumps, and there's gonna be a lot of people. Some people hate when Blur pumps, right? Like just because they're like, why does this happen? Like there's a ton that's being distributed out.
There's a fucking market for it.
Bro, Friendtech is going to pump, and it's just like, why is Friendtech pumping? Why? So that's the only thing we can kind of
so that you can cash out, dude.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I will happily cash out. Like I don't think it's gonna pump, but these are the type of angry pumps I'm talking about.
Yeah. I'm just angry at that bad AI art. The amount of bad AI art, low effort AI art that's flooding everything right now. Yeah, that's what I'm mad about. But look,
so full of potential. Yeah.
Let's go out with
more
that
videos
today.
Like that that we're going to be looking back on. You know that.
Let's play that on the outro today.
All right, I had an update here. A couple things. I guess I thought we were just going to do quick news and then dive in, but it's just been quick news after quick news. Look.
Oh wow! Look at this.
I removed TYBG. Thank you, Base God. I removed that from my tracking tokens. Well, I had to at this point. The only thing that can save me potentially is Aerodrome, which I got into fairly early when I was in that early, hey, I'm on base, I need to find some cool stuff, but they continue to have W's. So they had a Coinbase listing announcement there, as well as now they're getting an ecosystem fund. This is like basically a native Uniswap, right? Native DEX over there, like the Astroport, if you will, on base. So Aerodrome continues to have its W's. Quantum Variant, you're here in the house. ZK Finance, one that we were again looking at as we were doing our altcoin kind of looks, is that's pretty nice. Again, it's not a 100x base god, but it's pretty nice. Yeah, some other tokens doing extremely well. But yeah, big shout out to base there. Any base updates from you guys? And maybe we could. This is a good time, GIF. Maybe we can hit our local base update.
My base update. I got one, just one.
Pull it up. What is it?
This Thursday, dropping art on base. Droppers. That's it. Only 111. I still have a lot of work to do. It's actually again quite a lot of manual work going into these because I'm doing a ton of manual editing on each one of them. That's why there's only 111. And I'll be fully transparent. I'm about 70% through with the final right now, maybe a little bit less than 70%. So yeah, it's coming up very quickly, and yeah, I'm excited about it, and I hope that y'all get in on it. Been trying to track and collect all the white lists and do a bunch of giveaways, and coffins holders get priority access and all the utilities. So that's the best way to get in still. You can still go collect coffins for very affordably on OpenSea, and that will get you all of the benefits and the best chance of getting one of these.
OpenSea?
That's like the only aggregator. Well, really? Maybe they're not like on Blur, I don't think. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what other good aggregators?
I needed to ask if like they were traded in any other fucking market.
I think OpenSea base.
Like, yeah, like Y2. What's the other one like that I never use? Like, there's a couple Y2.
Maybe Rarible. Does Rarible have support?
Yes, Rarible. Go to Rarible. Pick them up there. That's a better spot if you hate OpenSea. That's fair. But yeah, getting coffins cheap right now is the best way to guarantee a spot. And yeah, man, I'm just excited to be watching, something that I think is really good quality and something that I personally aesthetically love, and I hope a lot of people like it.
Love it. I'm gonna drop that also in the chat for y'all to check out if you haven't already. I did show off this airdrop tracker early in the episode. I'll definitely have it in the description for you guys to check out. But it looks to be a fairly built out Notion page, right? That has a lot of different nuances. So I'm just gonna drop that in there for y'all. I haven't dove in. I need to take a look. But yeah, a lot of opportunities abound in this industry. You already know that.
I would love to hand off this list to like a personal AI assistant thing or something. Be like, go do this for me.
Go forth.
Yeah. Come back with my monies when it's ready.
And I'll give you 5%. Yeah,
dude, we need to talk to DY, Nick's over at EACC. Maybe his assistant can fucking do this for us. Just give him a call.
That's true. All right, I will bring in this market conversation to round out the show. It was supposed to be happening early. We do have, again, Bitcoin sitting over, what, did I say 55 here? There's a couple things that I want to kind of look at as we kind of go through this. But really, I talked about this on Say What. This is the psychology of the market cycle. Citadel Wolf saying we are currently sitting here in disbelief area, soon to be hope, and then obviously into that huge candle that leads us to the Pico top, and then we don't sell and we continue holding, and then we're like, oh, here's the bounce. This is where we really go to higher highs, and then we continue holding all the way down into denial, and then panic, and then we maybe capitulate, and then we get angry about it, and then we get depressed about it, and then we repeat the cycle all over. If that just reminded me of you, it reminded me of me as well.
Can you actually go to Huda's Twitter real quick and look at one of his last posts? Because I think he has a really good snapshot that also shows something very similar, specific to the NFT market. Yeah. So this is what he circled there is the very beginning sort of disbelief phase of the 2021 NFT market, which looks almost identical to what we're seeing right now.
I didn't catch that actually. What is that bounce, by the way? It's like early January bounce, right? Or like no, that's like late 2023 bounce.
Now unfortunately we don't have the good wizard. We don't have
Bored Apes.
Really?
I don't know.
We don't have the good wizard Huda to tell us exactly, but I'm curious, like, what do you think that is between the disbelief phase and the actual rally? Like a couple of months? Please say it so.
Oh yeah, 100%. This is so
good.
One thing we can look at. I mean, I meant to bring this up, Biggie, but you're talking about timelines. So let's jump into ETH and take a look, right? So, I think. So the last rally. So this is 2021, basically, right? So we had like an initial run up to I didn't realize we even had that 2021 rally, but drop down, and then this is happening over months time. You're seeing this is July, August, September, October, November was Pico top.
Oh well, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I meant like before we get going. I would I be too much of a glutton, Q, if my soul still needs more blood. I need more blood, man.
How much more blood do you need, sir?
Well,
I am bled dry.
Airdrops that are like right around the corner, and like those airdrops aren't gonna be of much use to me if they're fucking worth dick versus what I want to buy. So if you could just fucking do this just one more time, Mr. Market.
Selfishly, Biggie wants the whole market to tank a little bit more so he can fill his bag. So please,
no.
Dead Polaroid saying less than 2 months till having,
so that I can sell them at a good price, and then I want it to tank, and then I want to go in and scoop up everything, and then you can.
Yeah. So I think that
nice.
I think a lot of the like initial having value is already being programmed in, so we'll likely see dips after people sell the news, right? So I think the initial reaction to the halving is going to be a sell-off, but then it's like a couple months after the halving is when you start to get to those all-time highs. So I don't know, maybe we'll hit all-time highs and then it'll dip. But yeah, I just expect that everyone's going to fucking sell the news on the halving, because a lot of that anticipation, like the market knows, everybody knows about it. And then it'll really start to pick up again after it dumps. That's my speculation, not financial advice.
That sounded a lot like the Q1 report from
I
Gift
like
Dad.
Dead Polaroids one. Like that's the standard. Like we should stick to that. 2 months after the halving. So we still have time for a couple of drawdowns, spook people out. So that's what we need.
Yo.
What happened?
Max Long, I got something to say to you, sir. Bro, why are you blowing up my spot like this?
Got put on blast.
Oh my god, dude! I'm not even retweeting that.
Sir, you need to correct him though. You do own Ordinals. They're just not there yet.
Soon to be Ordinals.
They are not there yet.
I own many a gay unicorn.
This is actually hilarious. I said shame him in the comments. I didn't say go put him on blast, dude. On fucking X.
This is from you, GIF? You said something?
No, you know what? No, I'm just saying. I was saying earlier.
The troops.
I said shame him in the comments. I didn't say fucking put him on blast on X. But this is hilarious because Q has been talking about Ordinals and covering it for over.
I don't want to talk about it.
Over a year. Give him some shit. Let him know.
We need to do like a wall of shame for us co-hosts here, and just list the things we've faded throughout the years. Just like I could have gotten into this. I faded it.
I agree with this. We should try and keep track this year. And at the end, do a awesome recap of the wall of shame of all the things that we fucking faded this year. So each of us, it's honor. Keep us honest too, y'all out there, and y'all can also remember. Help us remember.
Pleasure.
But we gotta, Biggie, we gotta try and track all of our horrible decisions so that we can have an amazing recap where we get stupid drunk.
Fucking pain.
Yeah, we get extremely
pain.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it.
Wow.
Q's
a new level, I think.
This is great. I love it. Shout out to Mac.
Powering through the day.
Strong.
There will always be more opportunities.
Yes,
keep telling yourself that. I was talking. I was telling you to buy. Just remember, I was telling you to buy a Bitcoin puppets at 0.02 2.
I told all of you to buy Thank You Base God token too. All right, I got the I said Base God. This is the meme coin.
I never saw that. Didn't see it.
I will pull up receipts.
All right, please do.
I don't think you want to. I don't think I saw the number.
It doesn't do Discord.
And it just didn't process to
Discord.
Everyone's joining in now. I'm glad because again, it feels like it's just us three, but really all of you have been a part of this. DP saying I faded Tau at $8.
Goddamn, that's painful, D.
What's Tau?
It's AI, the AI token. Like if AI had a Bitcoin, it would be Tau.
Maybe let's not do this. Like, look, that's the energy that this is bringing in, where now all the comments are gonna be filled up with all of the lost monies. Let's just not, because again,
it's pain.
We have another opportunity here in front of us. 12 months,
and you can't play them all. You can't play them all.
You can't. Thanks.
No. Yep. And it's hard to play on Bitcoin. You know, it's slow and clunky, and we're just much more equipped to deal. We're not patient enough. Q.
Rate my fades. Jesus.
Yeah, Justin Casey saying wax is greater than ordinals.
He's trolling. He's trolling.
Yep.
That's a good troll. That's a good one.
Me and Buffalo actually had a good process for this. We had like challenge flags. Like you have like 1 or 2 challenge flags a quarter, where you're just like you throw it and the person has to buy. Like it can't be anything crazy, but like you throw it and you're like, this is my challenge flag. You have to do it because everybody, you're in chats. You get it.
I like that. Have we had any challenge flags this year? Let us just start fresh. We all have challenge flags.
This throws in a big old wrench into the challenge flag theory, but he challenge flagged me on a naked dab and I didn't do it. But I did. To be fair, I didn't have any funds on Say yet.
You challenge flagged me into Say.
There you go.
You could say.
Well, yeah, something like that. Quantum Variant's asking, when's the wax show that you promised? Soon.
We just said that we'd start to talk about it.
No. We said we'd have a show.
That needs to be an evening show because we'll probably need to have like a drink and
You said we voted
to get through it.
Did we vote on having a whole different wax dedicated show?
Yeah. I don't know if it was a whole show. It was like we were going to highlight it. We were going to highlight it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We said we'd just talk about it a little bit more, right?
Yeah. Man, thank you, Max Long. Appreciate it.
Everybody go find Max Long's tweet and repost it.
Lord,
I'll give it to you right here. Christian Jensen saying, I keep showing up for the wax alpha and I keep getting disappointed. Is there wax? There has to be wax alpha, right?
This is becoming a thing now and I don't like it.
Okay, you guys are good. We're getting when ganged wax. Up on.
We'll just call it When Wax. That's the name of the show.
No, wax on. Wax on, wax off. All right, I don't have much more, fellas. We covered kind of like broad news today. We didn't really get into Bitcoin ordinals. I know Oniforce is again starting to fall.
Let's go look at all the Bitcoin ordinals that you faded.
Do we have to? Okay.
Yeah. This is let's really put our noses in it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, okay. I was gonna say we could highlight the ones that are coming down the pipe that are promising.
We're leaning in. We're leaning fully in. The good news is like I don't know. They don't have historical data on here, so I have to click through. So I just don't know. I'm willingly not clicking in to see the historical data, right? So only on this show do I ever click in and like look at this stuff. That doesn't look that bad.
No, go out in like a month or two.
Nope, something went wrong.
See, it's protecting you from yourself.
Yeah, gotta refresh. Yeah, it does that sometimes on Magic Eden.
Oh yeah, that looks doubly. Hoot has been calling this from the very beginning, saying I think something's happening with ordinals. Not that we weren't talking about it, but I think he's been
calling it.
No, but he's been calling like the little micro pumps. Like he's been like, I think something's happening, and like literally the next week it would be like something happened. So I think Hoot has been on top of it.
Dude, those the honey badgers that he's been talking about are up like 2 or 3x already too. Go look at the Bitcoin puppets.
Why am I hosting this right now? Just max pain?
Yeah, we're leaning in.
Okay, puppets.
Zoom out like a month.
0.07 a week ago. So that's a double up. And 0.04. Okay.
Yeah.
0.04. Where are they at? 0.06 right now?
No, they're 0.16.
Oh, 0.16. Yeah, 0.16. So 4x. 4x on the puppets. Somebody was asking earlier why.
You know, the one
my simp take, again, this is coming from somebody who owns no Bitcoin ordinals, so take it with what you will. My simp take here is like, it's this easy. There's a fuck ton of people on Bitcoin that have a lot of money. They want to put it somewhere. They want to spend it. They want to leverage it in certain different ways that isn't just perps. You saw the same thing with ETH. ETH ran up hugely, big off the DeFi summer. They had a fuck ton of money. People are like, oh, I can leverage this through monkey pictures? Fuck yeah, I got a bunch of this stuff. I don't think it's any more complicated than that.
Yeah, because Prado was asking, like, why are ordinals running? And I think that's basically it. It's like the market's picking up. Everybody's smelling a bull run. And it seems like there's certain projects that are separating themselves as the leaders. You know, it's so cliche and obnoxious to be like, oh, the crypto punks, the Bored Apes of this, the crypto punks of this. But it's like, that's what everybody does. They say like, oh, these could be the top most culturally relevant PFPs. These could be the most relevant artists and art projects, you know, and you make these rough fucking degen math comparisons to what has happened on other chains to try and give you an idea of, you know, how the power law distributes itself, right? So there's going to be the top couple projects, you know, 5% of projects that do incredibly fucking well, and everybody's going to try and gamble and speculate on what those are.
Biggie?
Yeah, I agree with all of that. I still think there's more to that story once Bitcoin L2s are unleashed upon that chain. You're going to see a lot of mobility of that capital that's been really just stagnant there for the longest of time. So, yeah, man, we're still early, I would say. And I still think there's great projects that are coming down the pipe that are worthy of one's attention, you know? Whether you're able to mint or get an allocation is different.
The fallen. I'm so excited about it.
Timing couldn't be better.
Full circle. Yeah, to come full circle. Is that going to be your first ordinal?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got one spot. I should have gotten a free mint. I was like 20 spots out of free mint, so I need to talk to Henry and say, hey man, what's up?
It's still gonna be very cheap though as a holder.
Yeah.
It's like 0.007. It's very cheap.
All right, we're going to get out of here, folks. We will be back tomorrow, of course. We do this daily, 1 p.m. Eastern. We had a very energetic day. Ended it talking about rating our fades. Yeah, it's a great Monday. I'll give you one Say update from me. It's been pretty profitable playing the ranges on Sailor, which is the Kryptonite token. I still really like this project. I've been staking for literally, goddamn, a month and a half since I got into Say. They were one of the first. I still think they do extremely well. So,
are you doing like single-sided liquidity, like just Say or both?
No, I can go. Let me see which. I'm gonna say Sailor, I believe. They tease some updates to the platform as well to make this look a little bit more pretty. But yeah, I'm in the Sailor Say LP.
You know, speaking of DeFi protocols, the one that I would love to bring your guys' attention to, because I think it's going to do very well in this cycle, and people are sleeping on it at the moment. It's Gearbox. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It came out of the Lobster DAO, which created by Ivan. Like, very serious dev power there. It launched 2 years ago even, but like they've continued building it out. And what's interesting about it is you can provide liquidity, single-sided liquidity for a substantial return. No, it's isolated pool, so it's it protects you from any impermanent loss or stuff like that. I think it's going to do really well. I don't know if they're still having they're going to be rewarding people for depositing as of yet, but I still think the token is pretty inexpensive. It's one I'm tracking as well, since you mentioned Cryptopia.
You said impermanent loss. In my mind, I was like back in Nam. I was like back in 2020, just like dealing with
when
DeFi.
you first found out about it, where you were like, wait a second, what's
impermanent loss? All right, we're gonna go around the try box here. What's up?
Well, can we just maybe as like a last thing go look at that Raul Powell post as like
drop it in chat.
A palette cleanser. A palette. I reposted it. I think on.
I gotta go. Here we go.
I can go find it. Look, the
making
point
me work
is
always
Raul Powell. Raul Powell is a macroeconomist, economist. Jesus, economist. Wow, right emphasis there. Look, that was hard. Look, this guy is not just some TradFi guy who's LARPing now as like a crypto guy. He's been heavy in crypto, and he's been in NFTs for a while. He's been collecting wrecked guys and punks and Bored Apes and like all different types of PF. Like, this guy is more informed than the majority of people on this. And he's saying it took me a long time to get out of the mid curve, but I now see clearly the top of the pyramid of the entire crypto economy are art NFTs, particularly deeply culturally relevant and truly pioneering digital artists, and they're only going to get more expensive. And if you go to his next post, he talks about art is on the like underneath it, whatever. The point is, he says art's on the left and right side of the curve, and everything else is basically mid curve other than CryptoPunks. This is nice. It's just nice.
He was doing it so well too. He was onto it.
Well,
all other NFTs except punks are mid curve.
I mean, look, he's obviously painting very, very broadly here, but by and large, I think that there's some kind of wisdom here.
He's new.
At least about understanding the importance of art NFTs in not just NFTs, but in crypto in general, right? I think that that's huge. So I just think that's a good palate cleanser for the end of the show.
I wonder if we'll see him in Marfa this year. Something tells me yes.
When was Marfa again, Biggie?
It's always fall.
September.
So should be around September, October. I'm keeping my eye out.
Should be a nice little fall that we're having, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yep. Or it's the biggest bull trap of all time, and we might not see each other ever again.
Moping.
All right, Biggie Poppins, give to take us out. I appreciate y'all tuning in, by the way. Leave a like before you leave. If you're watching us over on X, repost, reply, find Max Long, tell him to stop fudding me as a person. Just let him know.
Stop fudding yourself. Get an Ordinals wallet.
OVOT fam, it's been a great start of the week. I think it's going to just get better and better as we go through it. And yeah. Just take care out there. Be careful. Remember, lots of fucking scammers. Double question everything. And that's it. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be the most difficult part about all this is seeing how many people end up getting scammed again, because it's coming. It's going to happen. So take care of yourself. Practice good hygiene. Don't FOMO into any links. And all that said, have an amazing day. Our vibe, our tribe.